Hello, hello, and welcome. I am so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's masterclass on the feminine art of attraction. I am super excited to really talk about the feminine art of attraction. So thank you for joining me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Christina Abad. I'm a love and relationship coach, and I help driven and ambitious women attract the right partner for a healthy and loving relationship and lasting, right? As I know all the ladies that come to my community are really women that are looking for a committed relationship and something that's deeper, right? Excuse me. So I'm super excited to really dive deep today on what the feminine art of attraction is, right? But for starters, just to kind of clear the space, I want to first of all welcome you and I want to honor you for being here, for taking this time to really focus on your relationships and the type of relationship that you want to have in your life. So once again, I want to take this moment to just really honor you being here and really take this time to focus on what we're going to learn today. Because here's the truth. You're in the right place if you've ever been attracting like the same type of guy. If you've been meeting men, but for some reason or another, they kind of remind you one of another. They have something in common, right? You might have a type. So I want to assure you that you're in the right place if you've ever had that kind of experience. If you've ever felt like, you know, like it was a pattern and you've seen that happen, especially in the type of men that you're attracting right now, I want to show you you are in the right place. And hello, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. And if you've ever felt like you've had a bad relationship in the past, you've gone through something that perhaps wasn't ideal in a relationship, and you feel like you need to heal, you might feel like you have to still work on yourself and really trust again and give yourself that chance at dating. So I want to assure you, if that's your scenario, then you're in the right place. The feminine art of attraction excuse me, is so powerful when it comes to healing and really finding that new you. So I want to assure you, if you feel like you still need to heal and you need to work on yourself, but deep down in your heart you know that you really want a relationship, you want to find a good man, you want a partner by your side that loves you and supports you, I want to assure you this is the right masterclass on the feminine art of attraction. And also, if you've ever felt like the guys that you fall for are not the guys that fall for you. If you've ever felt like you've had to maybe chase, or you've ever felt like you're doing too much, or you get all the guys but they never really stick around, if that's ever been your scenario, I want to assure you then you're in the right place. This masterclass on the feminine art of attraction really is the key to unlock those scenarios. If you've ever felt this way, please let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that you get the most out of this masterclass, because here's the truth. I'm going to share with you today what really the feminine art of attraction is. But what better way to get started by really setting our intention on why we're here, right? We're all here in this masterclass because, yes, we want to learn about the feminine art of attraction, but it's to attract the right partner, right? It's to attract someone who's really interested in making a deep connection, someone who's really interested in getting to know you on a deeper level, who's really open, right? Who wants to know about you, who wants to be there for you and support you, right? And as we set that intention that that's what you're really here for, to learn how to attract that partner, right? How to unlock the keys to attracting the right person who's really looking for the same thing you are, who's looking for a committed relationship, who's looking to build something together, right? That companionship where you get to do things together or spend time on the phone until late at night, right? Those little things, those little moments that make relationships special, that really bond you with someone, are what it's really all about. So I did want to take a moment to highlight that while we'll be talking about the feminine art of attraction, yes, someone who's kind and loving. The feminine, what we're really here, right, and setting that intention is about meeting that person, meeting the one who is gonna complement your life, who's gonna, add to it, and really someone who you can share those amazing moments and create those amazing memories with. So for starters, I want to share some of the biggest mistakes when I work with my clients that I see them making as they start dating. And it'll really help me illustrate on the ways that many times when we go into dating, we're not exactly in our feminine, right? We're not exactly in our feminine energy. And I'll share a bit about that because the first mistake that most women make when they start dating is they do too much. They do too much in the relationship. They do too much in the dating process. It might be, suggesting things they could do together. It might be, excuse me, this can come across as many different things. But when you're in that energy of feeling like you need to do too much, right? Like you need to prove that you're the catch, that you need to prove that you're worthy, right? Of the guy's attention or the guy's, commitment. When you are in that essence of feeling like you're needing to do too much or doing too much, that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see women fall into when they're dating, when they're getting to know someone, right? Getting into this feeling. And that's a key thing that I want to highlight when we're talking about the feminine, right? But this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see women make, falling into doing too much, right? And what that really does is that creates like pressure, right? That creates the opposite of what the feminine is really about. And as I share with you these mistakes, I want to really focus on two aspects of the feminine that are really the keys and the foundation to tapping into your feminine essence. And the first would be receiving, right? Receiving. If you want to think about like how us women are biologically, physically, right, and in our bodies, in our sexual organs, we're meant to receive, right? We're the receiving party, while the male is the structure, right? They're what we would say in our world, right? The laws, the rules, the structure, the regulations. So those are kind of the energies that we're playing with when it comes to relationships. And once again, this doing too much, feeling like you have to do too much, maybe reach out more than they do. Like I said, this can show up in different ways, but mainly in that feeling, right? And that's the second component of the feminine that I want to highlight. One being the receiving, right? And the second being the feelings. What are you feeling, right? As we might even stereotype, right? Feminine, the women are known to be the sensitive feelers, right? So highlighting these two things when it comes to the feminine energy, when you're doing too much, right? As we go back to our mistakes, when you're doing too much, you're not in that receiving energy, right? You're not in the allowing to be courted, allowing for someone to get to know you, allowing for a relationship to develop. You're kind of putting the pressure on. And that's kind of what the masculine does, right? That's the masculine energy, the pursuer, the one who's the hunter, right? The chaser. So just to shed perspective on how these energies play out in relationships in different scenarios, just showing it in these mistakes, it's really going to illustrate it for you so you can pinpoint it when you might see it coming up in your life. And like I said, as the doing too much, we frequently fall into that because the reality is we're now in many cases, in many families, you're the sole breadwinner, you're the worker, the going to school, being a parent, running a business, right? You have all these responsibilities that it's easy to get into the doing. And sometimes it's difficult to shift into the receiving, right? The receiving of attention, the receiving of getting to know someone, of starting a relationship. So once again, that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see women make that really showcase how these energies play. Now, the second mistake that I also see super, super common is kind of settling for the first thing that comes around, right? The first person that you meet, the first person that's kind of like it's kind of working out, you have a little chemistry, maybe a little interesting conversation here and there, but there's no commitment. There's no, there's nothing. It's just it is what it is. And what happens is many times women cut off their options in hopes that one thing will work, right? You put all your eggs in one basket. You put all your hope into one connection, into one person, into one relationship. And once again, what that really does is that limits your growth, right? That limits your options. That really cuts off that feminine energy of receiving, right? Of receiving attention, of receiving, different experiences of love. That's the beauty of dating. I know many women go into dating with kind of either feeling like it's not really going to work, or doubt or fear of them getting hurt again. And the best way to really break through that is through that feminine energy, is really allowing yourself to receive, is allowing yourself to tap into that you get to be courted, right? You get to know people. It's not just one person. You get to experience different relationships. You have different options. You get to see, many times you might think you might not like a certain guy, right? Like I remember once upon a time in high school, I had a date with someone who he was kind of like a skater guy. And I was never really a skater type of girl, right? I was more like, in a different crowd. So, but it was different, but it was also fun. And I encourage that because it's also fun to get to know different people who might, who might expose you to different experiences, to things that you might have never said, oh, I'm going to go try that. Or, yeah, that sounds like fun. But in the end, it's something you really enjoy, or it's something, you can chalk it down for the books. But in really having that energy of, once again, not settling for the first one, or not settling for less than what you want, right? And once again, we can really see the energy of the feminine being able to receive, of really able to feel, and once again, the principle of the feminine, right? Of feelings, of love, of desire. We can think about, right? Like if we think about feminine, I know one of the first things that comes to mind is like goddess Aphrodite or something, right? Like all like Greek goddesses. I think feminine again. And the first thing I think is like Greek goddesses, right? Because they're like powerful and strong and like still sexy and like wise and like, right? They have all these attributes that are really inviting, right? All these things that are really attractive about them. So when you're able to showcase all of your attributes that makes you, right, that makes you shine, that makes you you, that's the feeling of the feminine. That's the embodiment of the feminine, of how you feel in your body. So the third mistake that I see many women make when they start dating and they're starting to get to know someone, and they might come on too strong. They might come on too strong. And once again, this comes back to our sometimes wanting to kind of have control, our fears, right? Our fears of how and you might get hurt again. It might not work out, and kind of wanting to control the situation so it doesn't get out of your hands. And I tie that so much to the feeling of it, because it really has to come from a place of feeling secure in yourself and feeling secure of what you have to offer, of feeling like you are the prize, right? You are this feminine goddess of a woman, of a prize, right? And you have options. You don't have to settle, right? You don't have to come on strong. You don't have to be doing too much, right? Those are the top three mistakes: doing too much, coming on too strong, and settling before actually getting to enjoy the dating process, right? Allowing yourself to receive, really feeling into who you are as a woman, who you show up as on these dates, right? What your standards are, the criteria that you hold, right? Because here's the truth, right? Like, if you think about it, there's been wars, right, that have been fought for women, that like we so underestimate the force and the power of passion and love and desire. And that's really, what the feminine is all about. So I wanted to share those three mistakes once again to kind of show how the feminine is many times stifled when starting to date and getting to know someone and starting a relationship. And now really emphasize on what is the feminine. Once again, one of the keys being feeling, right? We talk about feeling, embodying how you want to feel, that confidence, feeling desired, feeling that sensuality, feeling like, right, like your smarty pants, like whatever makes you feel good about yourself, right? Whether it's a physical attribute, a mental attribute, just really kind of like pumping yourself up, right? Knowing that you are the whole package. You're the prize. You're this feminine essence of a woman that gets to be courted, right? And that goes on to the second attribute of the feminine, being able to receive, right? Allowing yourself to be courted, to be taken out, to have different experiences with different partners, right? And not limiting yourself. And then, of course, being able to, once again, communicate how you feel, right? Not just feeling the feelings, but when you're building that relationship, communicating how you feel in a way that really sets you up for success in a relationship, for building that trust, for building that relationship, so that you're not, right? You're not the one that's left hanging when things don't work out. So you're not the one that's kind of left in the dark when they ghost you or things don't work out, or someone else, they're interested now in someone else. Because here's the truth: when you're able to communicate what you truly want, when you're able to showcase yourself in that feminine essence, in that feminine attraction, when you're able to hold yourself in that space, that really makes a man desire you, right? They want that. They want what you have. They want how you hold yourself, how you the standards that you hold for yourself, the dreams, the hopes, right? And that's why it's so important to allow yourself yourself, right, to receive these different experiences, because we might not know how good it can get, right? I know many times we come from experiences that weren't all that great. There was no communication, and if it was, it could have been a toxic communication. Just experiences that don't give you the full on of what love is supposed to be about, right? What a relationship is supposed to be about. Exactly. Communication is not easy to do. And especially for how many of you know, especially for women, it's so hard at times to communicate exactly what we want. We're so used to catering to others, to being the provider, that we've removed ourselves from that actually being our place, right? That's the place that we're supposed to hold. But if we don't hold it for ourselves, if we don't learn how to communicate, if we don't learn how to hold ourselves in that femininity, in that essence that really makes you attractive, because it's like the invisible confidence, right? Where when you know someone is confident and they walk into a room, you can feel it, right? Like all eyes on them, spotlight. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships, when it comes to having a partner and getting to know someone. Men, they fall in love through their heart. They don't fall in love through their eyes. They don't fall in love through, their ears, what you say to them, how you look. They really fall in love through their heart. So when you're able to communicate in a feminine way where you can share what you truly want, when you can share how you feel, that's when you truly start to make a connection. And that's what I do when I work with my clients. I help them build that relationship, really learn how to communicate in a feminine way where you're attracting the right person, you're building a foundation, you're building that trust, and you're being heard. You're not settling for less, right? You're actually using the masculine to support you. And that's another key. The masculine is really there to support us, to support women. And we sometimes, like I said, as one of the mistakes, we cut that short because we're so used to doing it all ourselves, because we're so used to being, right, like self-sufficient, that we don't allow ourselves to be wooed and to be cared for and to really enjoy what a relationship is supposed to be about. So I am super excited that we got to cover these topics on really what the feminine art of attraction is, how it shows up to either support us and be of benefit to us when we're using these feminine principles to our advantage, or how sometimes we can slip out of it. And it shows when things don't work out, when we get into that needing to do, needing to prove, when we get into that space, you'll be able to feel in your body, right, that it's not in alignment with the feminine. So being able to really distinguish the two is such a key factor in once again attracting the right person, the one who's really interested in getting to know you, the one who's going to pursue you, the one who's going to show you that you are worth it, that they're going to go all in, right? And that's what it's about. Meeting that person, the one that you get to create those memories with, that you get to enjoy life with, that you get to, plan picnics with or go hiking with, and really just create those magical memories, right? And I know for many of us right now, especially right now, it's an amazing time to make a connection with someone online, right? I know that, online dating might not have the best reputation out there, but I can assure you personally, right? Like in the last 2-3 days, I think there's been like a surge of new guys online. But I'm serious, like right now, more than ever, men are really looking to connect men are really vulnerable as well. We women, and to share a bit more about, right? As human beings, we have both feminine and masculine, right? It's really about the balance of the two and how we can use each in our lives. But men also have feelings, right? They also feel, they also want to be cared for. They also want to have families, to have, right, to leave a legacy. Like for most men, right? Like they leave their sons and their last names, right? Like that's the legacy. That's the like family. And for many of us that are right now, we're spending more time at home, we're spending a lot more time online, on social media. I just want to share with you that it's really okay to give yourself permission to showcase yourself on something like a dating app, right? And once again, I share this example to encourage you, because this is exactly how a structure, right? Like a masculine structure, like an app or a dating site, can support the feminine and receiving, can support you in kind of saying, yeah, like I'm available, like who's up to audition, right? And I joke, but really it's about coming into it with that energy, with that playful energy, with knowing that it's possible for you to meet someone, especially right now, where we're all wearing our hearts on our sleeves. We're all living full out because it's become more apparent than ever that tomorrow is never promised, that we really need to go for what truly lights us on fire. And if having a relationship and meeting someone who is ready to really be in a committed relationship, to really get to know you on a deeper level, to really master, right, this feminine art of attraction, so that you could build a strong relationship that's based on communication, that's based on you being heard, on you being able to communicate exactly what you want, so you never settle for less again, then I want to invite you to go ahead and reach out. Let's chat. I'd love to support you in that. You can book a call with me directly on www.chatwithchristina.co, and that's Christina with a CH .co. And I'd love to support you in this. This is exactly what I do when I work with my clients. I really help them build a relationship, a strong foundation based on communication, based on you being your feminine self, attracting the right guys, not the ones that are going to waste your time, not the ones that are just going to, like, right, try to sweet talk your ear, but how to really attract the right guys, the right men, right? That are really looking to treat you like a lady, that are looking to show you a good time, that are really looking to get to know you and appreciate you, for everything that you have to offer. And it would be my pleasure, right, to help you showcase everything that you have to offer. And once again, using these feminine principles, I just want to kind of do a little recap on what I shared today that's really powerful in you being able to attract the right person, right? To really meet someone and not settle for less, and not kind of just go with the flow, but really go at it intentional. If you're looking to meet the right guy, if you're looking for the right partner, right? It's time to be intentional about it. It's time to really stick to what you want, those desires, and not settle for less or whatever kind of rolls around, the first time. So just to recap, the biggest mistakes that I see women making are doing too much, settling for less, right? And coming on too strong. And these are all ways that we slip out of our feminine essence of receiving, of allowing, of letting ourselves enjoy dating and the process of courting and getting to know someone, and slipping into the masculine, where we're the doers and the it's gotta get done type of thing. And we have like an agenda, or and hey, I'm the first one. I'm all for checklists and things like that. But once again, right? Like not doing too much in the actual relationship. So, once again, those are ways that we slip into the masculine, that we don't really tap into that feminine essence of feeling, of how you're feeling in that moment. Is this feeling right? Does this feel like the type of relationship that I'd like? Does this feel like the type of partner that I see myself with, the type of conversations that I see myself having, right? Yes, there's no need to settle for less, especially when you can tap into that feminine and say, I get to be courted. I get to, be really I get to be wooed, right? When was the last time that you can say you were wooed? And I shared a little bit about this in our workshop. One of the guys that I'm talking to right now, he brought me toilet paper and he left it on the front porch thing. And that was I was a little wooed by that. But yes, there's no need for us to be doing too much as the feminine, as the women, right? I kind of think also, like, not only do I think like Greek goddesses, I also think like in the, what was it, like the Victorian times with those like dresses and you're just like with your little umbrella. Like, you get to be courted. You're the prize. You're this feminine goddess thing that like guys go to war over, right? So being able to tap into that, to like, yeah, like you gotta go to war for me, like show me. And really, once again, it's not just about yeah, and it's not just in the first few months, right? And that's the beauty about really mastering this feminine art of attraction, because that's exactly what I do when I work with my clients. You continue to build, right, that mystery, the sensuality. It all gets to evolve and grow stronger over time. But being able to have that as a foundation where you know that you're meant to receive, you're meant to be supported, right? I can think back to when we started today, when talking about our intentions and what we wanted in our relationship, right? To be loved, to be supported. So why are we the ones doing the doing? Right? Why are we the ones like, no, it's up to them. And that's how they fall in love. Like, men fall in love with what they can give to you, with what they can do to you. Like, not do to you, hold on. What they can do for you, do to you as well, but we'll get there eventually, right? But it's, they, with what they can give, that's how, they fall for you. They fall for you with how much you let them give to you. Do you let them take care of you? Do you let them show you how you deserve to be treated, right? You set the standards for you. And that all starts with tapping into that feminine art of attraction, right? That feminine fieriness where you know you're the prize, where you know that you get to go for exactly what your heart's desires are and not settle for anything less. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the doing part either. I wouldn't mind the doing part either, but like we'll get there, right? We'll get there. Let them woo away, right? Let them woo away first. That is so funny. But I would love to once again just honor each and every one of you that are here, that are really taking this moment to up your game, right? To really get into that attractive essence, that feminine power of yours, so that you can go out there and knock their socks off, right? Yeah, the woo first. And once again, I want to honor you, each and every one of you, for really playing full out in your relationships, really playing full out with your heart, because we all know that's not easy. It's easy to hide. It's easy to kind of give in and even give up at times, right? But it's so worth it when you have that partner, when you have that love, when you have that relationship that, kind of adds that little pep to your step every day. It's so worth it to try again, right? To go for it again, to put yourself out there and to now know, right? Now know what you're really going for. Now be aware of what you're looking for in a relationship and not settle for less, not settle for anything less than what you truly desire and deserve. And when you're tapped into that femininity, it's fun, right? You get to enjoy the process. You get to enjoy yourself. And it really, yes, exactly. It's easy to hide and it's boring. It's boring to hide. And it doesn't do you any service, right? It doesn't There's not going to be any wooing in boring, right? In hiding. So being able, once again, I celebrate you. Like I honor you for taking those steps to step out of safe, to step out of hiding, to step out of boring and step into your feminine, step into fun, step into exciting dates and new possibilities and allowing yourself to be wooed and allowing yourself, to receive attention, to receive compliments, right? How many of us receive a compliment and you're like, oh, this old thing, or no, I didn't even comb my hair. Like, right? We're so quick to downplay ourselves and take ourselves out of the game. So it's been my every intention that this masterclass has really empowered you to tap into that feminine art of attraction. And like I said, if you'd like to know more, if you know that you're gonna need some help with this, then reach out. I would love to support you. And once again, you can book your call directly at www.chatwithchristina.co. And with that said, I would love to open up this space for, if there are any questions, please go ahead. You can type those into the comment box. And I'd love to, of course, continue to be of support. And if there's any questions on anything that we covered today, as far as, the feminine, the masculine, falling into these little traps that we get sucked into being in our feminine. If you have any questions at all, I'd be more than happy to take those now. But yes, it's really about, we get to have fun, right? I just heard I don't know, the song Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Like I have that song now in my head. It just popped into my head. Like it's about having fun. It's about having fun. It's about being courted. It's about being wooed. It's about knowing what you get to have and not settling for anything less. So once again, that feminine, don't forget to tap into those feelings, to how you're feeling in your body. How does it feel? Does it feel like it's tapping into intuition, right? Does it feel right? Does it not? Is something off, right? How does it feel when it comes down to it? Expressing how you feel, expressing how you feel. What is one thing we can do now to come out of our shell? That's a great question, Carol. In anything specific, as like dating wise, or in what way? What's one thing we can do now to come out of our shell? You know what's one of my favorite things to do? What I just want to give myself an extra pump. And if this helps at all, Carol, let me know. I love looking at myself and talking myself up. Like, I'll look at myself in the mirror and just start pumping myself up. Like, oh, you're so sexy. You have amazing eyes. Look at those, look at that smile. Look at that hair. Look at that butt, right? Feel better in our body. Yeah. Just look at yourself. Mirror work. Exactly. I love mirror work. I love mirror work. When you can just look at yourself and love on yourself unconditionally, right? It's not look at yourself and tear yourself apart. Don't do it. I have done it before. Not recommended. Not what this is intended to do or accomplish. This is about pumping yourself up, feeling on yourself, like and literally touch yourself. Like, I love you. I love, my arms. I'll say I love my arms that I can still carry my 5-year-old, right? I love my legs that carry me every day. I love my eyes that allow me to see all the beautiful things in the world. Like, I love the fire that I have for what I do. Like, love on yourself. Love on all the things that you love and might not love about yourself. Love on yourself about that. And that'll certainly help you come out of your shell. It'll help you feel better in your body, and it'll boost your confidence like you can't even believe. So that's my response to that, Carol. If you're really looking to come out of your shell and feel better in your body, yeah, do some mirror work, pump yourself up, love on yourself. If you want, put a little music on, do a little dance while you get those, and if you like affirmations, do affirmations, just pump yourself up. Yeah, for sure. Give it a go. I love how I feel after I do that. And I do that almost every morning. Like, while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, yeah, you fly, girl, you. So we have, since I'm a former doer, settler for less, and came on strong, what am I hearing? Stand strong in who you really are. Stay calm, relax, have fun. Yes. So if you've ever felt like you've been in these energies of doing too much, of coming on too strong, if you've ever felt yourself, and I know as we talk about them, like, you can literally feel it in your body, what that feels like. So the first thing that I would say is kind of bring more awareness to yourself, to how you're feeling in your body when you're talking to somebody or getting to know someone, or even thinking about relationships, right? If you're ever maybe like sitting there thinking about relationships, or thinking about maybe someone in particular, and you kind of start, stirring up some feelings that are not exactly like, pleasant and joyful and in love like we want them to be, then yeah, you want to, and this is also a great tip. Take a deep breath and really make sure that the air is in the bottom part of your diaphragm, like your back, that's where it expands, and center yourself. You want to take some deep breaths. You want to center yourself. That's going to help a lot with like those feelings of anxiety, those feelings of like fear and feeling paralyzed. Really focusing on your breath. Really focusing on how you're feeling in your body is going to be key for you to like kind of halt you, right? Before you go into doer mode, or I'm coming on strong mode. So my first tip for that would be really feel how you're feeling in your body. I know, and this is really good for anyone, because here's the truth. Many times we don't think we don't think before we react. We don't think before we respond at times. And this is a large majority of the time. And what happens is, this is something that, once again, when I work with my clients, I help them do, to kind of get into that space where you're thinking about how you're going to respond, right, in any particular situation, how you're going to reply if you're texting someone. What are the words that are going to benefit you, that are going to get you what you want, right? If you're looking for a relationship, if you're looking to really attract someone, right, to build this bond with someone, what are the words, what are the messages that you want to get across, that you want to communicate, that are going to help you build that relationship, and not like be an overdoer or coming on strong, or like, or just kind of letting it go and settling for less because you don't want to mess things up. So I want to share with you, it takes practice, it takes time, it takes, right, like that mastery. But the first step that's really going to help you is, one, like, become aware of how you're feeling in your body. Become aware of what's coming up for you. Like, what are you feeling in your body, that like the anxiety, the fear, and then breathe it away. give yourself a moment to gather your thoughts, right? To gather whatever you have stirring up for you. Like I said many times, and I think we're all guilty of this, of kind of reacting on the spot, right? Not really thinking through maybe what we say, what we respond back if we're texting someone or, chatting away. So in any of these cases, the best thing is awareness first, right? Awareness first, learning to kind of feel into what's going on for you right now, and then be able to assess what that next best step is. So I do hope that helps and answers that question. And once again, if there are any more questions, we have a couple of more minutes left here together. But I want to share with you that, once again, this is not like I can't give you everything that I know, right, in just an hour, right? I can't, like, I'm gonna take my brain and like squish it out, right? But this is a very good place to start. This is a key piece into becoming the woman, right, that gets the guy, becoming the woman that has an amazing relationship, a partner that loves her, that supports her, that cheers for her, right, as you do your thing. Because if there's anything that I know about my community is that you're all women that are driven, that are ambitious, that are go-getters, right? And like I said, many times we can fall into that, right? Go getter, hustler energy, masculine energy, right? But this is that key, that first step to really go into that feminine side. Yeah, that feminine place where you're allowing yourself to have fun, where you're allowing yourself to be courted, where you're allowing yourself to fully open your heart to the desires of your heart, to the relationship of your heart, to that partner that's going to come in and woo you and show you how you deserve to be loved. So it's been my pleasure and my honor to really, yes, I can't wait to be courted. Yes, I love that. And I wish that for each and every one of you. It like I said, it's been my pleasure and my honor to really share, right? Like the keys to what love and relationships and that attraction is really all about. And once again, if you need support, if you know you're going to need some help with this, reach out because you're not alone. You can go book your call at www.chatwithchristina.co. I'd love to support you in this. And thank you. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for showing up for your heart, for your desires, for that relationship. Thank you for standing for love. So with that said, I wish you many, many feminine attraction powers coming your way. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.